All right, next item on the agenda, the Shirley Volunteer Fire Department donation. I think Mr. Sandora requested that be placed on the agenda.
I did. And I talked to Betsy yesterday, I think it was. And we'll go ahead and tell them what you told me.
I couldn't find anything in the code that prohibits you all from making a donation to an out-of-county fire department. Couldn't find anything that specifically grants you the ability to do so. So that's kind of where we were. I also did find out that Shirley does have a new tanker, so the donation would be, I guess, to help make a payment on that tanker.
We have to specify that in our motion.
I think it would be helpful. That way they know, that money has to go towards a payment.
I haven't talked to the chief down there. I sent a message, but I never heard from him. Somebody said he got injured. I'm not sure how bad. But I'm glad they got a tanker. And do you know any more about it? How much money they owe or anything like that?
I don't.
Yeah, we just got a temporary tanker. It's an older tanker. We got it until we can get enough funds to get us a good tanker. On that, this is temporary right now.
And who are you, sir?
I'm the president of Shirley Fire Department.
Okay. What's your name?
Jim Wade.
Did you get a message from me
No,
on the answer machine?
no, it must be my son. He's the chief.
Okay.
What was your last name, sir? Your last name again?
Wade.
Wade.
Wait. Okay, I didn't have a figure in mind. I never thought too much about what we was going to give them. I don't know how you two guys feel about it. So, if you got a figure in mind, we can talk about it. If you have nothing in mind, we can talk about that too.
I mean, I have no problem helping anybody out, but my problem is we help them out, Sale might come in, Pember might come in. I think it's...
If we do a response,
I understand what you're saying, but my thing is once we help you out, everybody else wants to come in.
well, yeah.
That's my, that's my problem with it. I have no problem helping anybody out, but once we help you out, everybody else is going to come in. That's my personal thing.
You have any other comments?
No.
That's my concern also. You are in Tyler County, correct?
Right.
Have you requested any monies from Tyler County?
I think they went to the commissioners on that.
And was there a response?
They had no response on it.
They haven't gotten any response. Let me back up. My first year on the commission, the volunteer fire departments came to the county commission, and under the requests portion of our budget, they requested, and I believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of $130,000 to be spread amongst the various volunteer fire departments in the county to cover workman's comp and there was something else, I can't remember.
Insurance.
Yeah, regular insurance and workman's comp insurance. Yes, I think that was right. And that was granted. And then we also approved allowing the volunteer fire departments to bill for services on auto accidents, I believe. I believe it was auto accidents only. So I guess my assumption is that they haven't been back requesting any monies since, or in the last 2 years. Not that I'm aware of. But my difficulty, and I'm kind of like Ronnie, I understand the situation, but my difficulty is if we were to grant you, like Ronnie said, what are we going to do when example, the Ritchie County Emergency Squad would come and ask for a donation, or the Harrison County Emergency Squad, because we maintain mutual aid agreements with them too. Yes, we're Doddridge County at this point in time, we are blessed with monies coming into the counties through oil and gas taxes. But I think first consideration should be given to our county volunteer fire departments before out of county are considered. And I would hope that Tyler County would do the same. I'm sure that they probably would, but that's my concern. So, do you have any? Okay, you have any other comments?
I do.
Okay.
Of course, you know I disagree with both of you. Number one, Shirley Fire Department is mutual aid with Company 4. I live in Company 4 district, and I hear the scanner. Every time Company 4 gets toned out, these guys respond. And I understand what you are saying, what you're saying. And you could also say no to anything that comes in here. You don't have to say yes to everything. Okay? When somebody requests money that you don't want them to have, like Harrison County or whatever, you don't have to give it to them. But I'm in favor of giving it to them because they do help us. They help us considerably, a lot. And as far as mutual aid goes, we're in mutual aid with all the surrounding counties. We're in mutual aid with everybody. And I think we ought to help one another. We helped our own fire departments last year or year before. We gave a lot of money. And if we have money, which we do, I'd like to give them some money. That's my opinion.
Okay. Do you have any other comments?
No, I mean, I see Ralph's point. I mean, I see his point. But, you know, once we open up the door, you know.
And I guess my question would have been, when Doddridge County didn't hardly have the money to meet their regular budget just a few years ago. I mean, it's not that long ago that we had difficulty meeting the budget. Would any of our fire departments under a mutual aid agreement have gone to another county and requested funds? And that's a hypothetical question. I guess none of us can really answer that, other than to say, well, my opinion would be. But anyway, that's my comments. You have any others?
No, I'm good.
You have any other comments, Butch?
No, I wish you'd reconsider. We never know when we're going to need a fire department. No, none of us know that. None of us know when we're going to need it. God help us all if we do need it.
I understand your position. I do. But I think we can also open the floodgates.
You can close it. Close them floodgates.
But, you know, I hate to say this, Butch, but I understand your position because it's, you know, you said that it's up mutual aid with where you are.
Hey, I'd say the same thing if it was in the other end of the county.
Well, that's,
And reach one more than one spot in the county.
I understand, I really do, and I'm not unsympathetic to your to your position or your request. It's simply, I think that we could probably offend, let's just be frank about it. I think we could offend some of the volunteer fire departments in our county by doing this.
Wow. We gave all of our departments a big chunk of money. They're doing very well. You know, because we did it for them.
I beg to differ on the doing very well. I have heard from at least one volunteer fire department that even though they have lots of runs, they're not financially well off like one might think.
Well, have they come before the commission to ask for anything?
Well, I hear what you're saying there too, and I understand that. Let me put it this way. In reconsideration, the only way that I would reconsider this is if we had given money or have given money first to our volunteer fire departments. That's the way I would consider this positive. So,
Well, we gave our fire departments a considerable amount of money a year or two ago. I don't know just when it was, but we gave them a big chunk of money.
It was 2 years ago, and the only thing it was for the insurance and workman's comp. That's it.
Yep.
You're talking the whole truck. You're talking a $300,000 truck, $150,000 truck, whatever it is they're looking at. Used truck, brand new truck, whatever. Big difference between a truck and the insurance and the workman's comp. Huge difference.
What are you trying to say? I'm not gathering what you're trying to tell me. I'm sorry.
What I'm trying to say is it's pretty bad that you're even considering giving money to an out-of-county fire department. When you're in county fire department, they shouldn't even have to come in and ask. You should be willing to help them out.
We have never denied them of anything. Anytime they
That's not
ever
what I'm
asked
saying. I'm
them,
not saying that you deny it. I'm saying they shouldn't have to come in and ask.
they shouldn't. What are we supposed to do? Go out there and ask them if they need anything?
Why not?
What would we know about the fire department?
All you gotta do is stop in.
You know,
That's all you gotta do.
what we know, what you need and don't need. You guys run it.
You said you listen to the scanner all the time.
A what?
You listen to the scanner all the
I
time.
listen, when I'm home, I hear it.
Okay. What do you hear?
I hear tones going off.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he's trying to say, Ralph, too, is the money that the county commission gave before was not for equipment. It was basically just workers' comp and insurance. It was not
That
for
was
piece
it.
of
That
equipment.
wasn't for no equipment.
Well, have you ever got money for equipment before? Has any of the departments in Douglas County got money for equipment before in the past?
I do recall.
It's been a while.
I do recall
I'd say at least.
Jaws of Life at one point in time.
I'd say at least, what, 7 years?
How many?
It was more recent than that. It was before I took office in the beginning of
It's been
2013.
in between 5 and 7 years that I know of. I mean, now it could have been somebody else, but the last time Smithburg asked for anything was at least 5 to 7 years ago when we got our new city laws.
I will go ahead and open this up for public, for other comments. First, I think Mariana had her
I
hand up
think the
first.
only thing, I'd just like to make a clarification. Shirley volunteered at the fire department, did not come in here asking for money. At the last county commission meeting, I had mentioned, we did a bake sale for them, the Douglas County Watershed Association, and we raised close to $200 with that. We did another one this past Thursday, and we raised, I think it's almost $300, which we still haven't given you. But at that point in time, Ralph asked to have it put on the agenda to discuss giving them a donation. These folks did not come in asking for money.
I never said they did.
I know, I'm not saying that, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay.
We have to maintain order here, so whenever you want to speak, please raise your hand.
Okay, so I just wanted,
You have the floor.
okay, I just wanted to make that clarification
Okay.
because it makes it sound like they're coming in, you know, doing that, but they did not initiate this. This strictly came from Ralph, from Mr. Sandora. So, you know, and I agree with Mr. Sandora that you have the option as the county commission to vote on what you give and what you don't give. And as far as floodgates opening, I mean, if the county has so much money, what's the big deal of possibly donating $500 or $1,000? It's not going to break the bank here, and it might help some of us as far as protecting our homes if there's a fire.
The other, I'm sorry, were you
done.
finished?
I'm done, thank you.
Okay, one other thing that comes to mind is, if you all recall, I believe it was in December, the county commission considered donating to the sheriff's fund for purchasing toys for children, and the motion was tentatively approved based on whether the state auditor's office agreed that we could do that. The response was, because it didn't benefit all Doddridge County citizens, and it only benefited those few children that were being helped, that it would not be in accordance with state law. And that's why we couldn't donate to the sheriff. So, in my way of thinking, this is similar. I mean, yes, there is a mutual aid agreement, but at the same time, I mean, you know, it's one of those iffy situations. But anyway.
I attended the LEPC, the countywide LEPC meeting last week, okay? It was just held in Fairview. They hold them quarterly. The fire department that's speaking back here wasn't there. They sat and talked about what the needs of the county and what could be provided in the county and what was out there. Shirley was discussed. It's to be noted that this isn't Shirley going out wanting to buy a new tanker. This is a tanker that services that whole end of our county and their county also. And they're down, and we're not going to have the water out there in the country to fight the fires. And that's what was spoken to at the meeting. They're not asking for $300,000, just would like to have a simple donation. The other point is if we can't help out our neighbor Shirley, who comes in and helps us, not with the whole amount, but with the donation, then how can we provide out-of-county transports from the DCAA?
That's not the...
Well, it's the same thing.
No, that's not on the agenda here. So, did you have a comment?
Well, this is only my few times at the meeting, but, as a Christian-based society, and even we prayed at the meeting, and you even said that we're blessed to have this money. God said if we bless those around us, then He'll be blessing us with whatever favors that we ask. And I think we ought to have the faith that if we have the money and we bless something, God in return will see that and bless us and make sure that the floodgates aren't closed. That's my only thinking.
Thank you.
Because I think we should see more as a Christian-based society
Thank you.
I also think that this is not just a fire department having some troubles and we can help them out. This is a little extreme that they lost their tanker. If any of our county fire departments lost a huge piece of equipment like that and needed to spend $300,000 for it, they're going to be in dire straits. They can't turn around and buy one. And if they're helping in other counties, then it would just be reasonable that somebody else might be able to offer them enough to cover a payment or something to help out, to say thank you when we know you're in dire straits. You're doing good. The whole idea of a volunteer fire department is out there doing good, period. I mean, that's all they're there for. And it's not a normal situation that just they need some help. They lost their tanker.
Okay.
I really think we can offer at least a payment or something.
Okay. Do we have any others? Well, I guess it's open to a motion.
I have a question.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
have a question for the president first. You guys have another truck, a tanker now in your possession?
Yeah, temporary, yeah.
What do you mean by that? Is it borrowed or what?
No, we've purchased it, but it's an old tanker.
Okay,
It's something that has to be replaced.
okay. So you're using it now until you can do that?
Yeah.
And how much money? How much money do you owe on this piece of equipment, sir?
We didn't pay that much for it, so our old tanker bought part of it.
Okay,
Bought it.
okay.
So we, our financing okay on that.
So someday you're going to get a new one. You want a new one?
We need to do them because
Okay.
it's the only tanker in our area.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
So,
Can I say something?
sure.
And I talked to some fire departments, or one fire department today, he was kind of against it too. I kind of wish the other fire departments come in here before, like, what their feelings is before we make a vote on it. Like if Greenwood want to come in here, or Banks, let them come here and see what they say. Yeah, I mean, they're part of the county too. That's my feeling. I mean, I talked to another guy today, he's the fire department, he was against it. I ain't gonna mention about fire department, but he was against it. So my feeling is maybe table this until next month and let the air fire departments come in if they want to speak.
Are you making a motion to that effect?
Yes, I'll make a motion to table till next agenda, next month, to the other fire department come in and talk their piece.
Okay. We have a motion to table the issue until, do you want to make it the morning or the afternoon?
Probably make it the afternoon, because it'd be better for the fire
Afternoon.
department to get here maybe.
So it would be the second meeting in the month of May.
19th.
May 19th?
The
Okay.
19th.
Okay. All in favor of tabling it until May 19th so that the county volunteer fire departments, if they so wish, can come and share their feelings?
They going to be notified?
Can you do that, Beth? Okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We sympathize with your
That's okay.
position.
I do.
I'm not,
Yeah,
And I sympathize with everybody who lives in that side of the county too.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't have,
And
it's nothing malicious. It's, as to the dollars, if Mike back here wants to make a donation out of his pocket for whatever, that's up to Mike. Unfortunately, the three of us, if we want to do that personally, we could. But we are dealing with taxpayer dollars, and we have to be aware of that at every step of the way. Okay,